Welcome to My North End, the podcast. I'm your host, Alexandra Salmon, and today I have a very special guest with me, Joe Blazo, Papa Joe Blazo Sr., the Bocce guy. He has many names.
Yeah, there you go, the Bocce King. Yes.
Oh, the Bocce King.
There you go.
All right, there he is.
So, what do you want to know about Bocce? What do you want to know about me? What do you want?
I mean, we can get to the Bocce eventually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you're born and raised in the North End.
I was born and raised in the North End. As I was telling you before, I was an altar boy here. I used to play here. I used to play in the church because my aunt used to babysit me, and I would come into church in the rectory. And then I used to find out what the candy was because they used to have movies in here when we were kids.
In this room?
No, downstairs in the back. Every Saturday they had movies. You don't know about that?
No, I don't know about that.
St. John's Hall, yeah.
Okay.
And, well, anyway, they used to have movies. It was like, like these movies that they end, the guy's falling off the cliff, all of a sudden, continue next week. So,
Cliffhanger, yeah.
Yeah, one of those there, yeah. So they used to keep the candy in the back over here. I used to go in there and climb up the ladder, steal the candy, and Father Louis used to catch me and used to chase me around the church. So, but anyway, that's my church experience, and I became an altar boy too. So.
Even though you were stealing candy, they still let you be an altar boy?
Well, yeah, even though, the candy was blessed, so it was okay.
This is okay to steal?
Still blessed candy, yeah. So.
Isn't that worse?
Yeah, probably, yeah. And like I said, I grew up in the North End. I actually grew up on North Street.
Okay.
But I'm not part of the North Street clique, so, because I'm an outsider.
Why?
And my family weren't fishermen. We were Sicilian, but we weren't fishermen, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so we were barred from there. I'm only kidding. But that's the way it was back then. Every society, every church, like St. Anthony's, I can't join that. People just can't walk in. Fisherman's club, you have to be certain nationality, Sicilian, Shaka, whatever. So.
Yeah, you definitely have to be from Shaka, and I think or you can marry into it. That's the only way.
Yeah, well, my grandfather was Shaka, and my grandmother was Taormina, so they were both Sicilian. But my father's side, that's different. That's French. So I'm French Italian.
Oh, you're French Italian. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good mix. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So I grew up in the North End and all my life. 3 years in the Army, came back here, got married, and I've lived here ever since.
Your whole life, except for when you were.
Well, I lived in Michigan for like 2 years when I was a kid because my father was from Michigan, and my father was in the Coast Guard. He met my mother. My mother was from North Street.
Oh.
So they got married, and so my father lived here, with us. But then my father got homesick, so we went to Michigan. But my mother, because, like in Michigan it's different. You go and pick your salad, you pick tomatoes and beans. They're not things, you go to the corner store, you buy it. So, she didn't like it too much. As kids, we liked it. We had a big backyard. We had everything we wanted, bikes and sandboxes and whatever. So we didn't want, but my mother was homesick because if you live in the North End and then you move out, all your friends, your family. So my mother had nothing. So we came back in 1957, I think it was, yeah. And I've been here since then.
Back to North Street?
No, yeah, actually, I moved to North Street, lived there a couple of years, then I moved to Margaret Street, and then I joined the Army for 3 years.
Like right out of high school?
Yes, right out of high school, joined the Army. I went to Vietnam for a year.
Really?
Yeah, and then I came back, got married, and that's it. And I've been in the North End. And then we started playing bocce.
Like years and years later?
Well, yeah, I did a lot of things in those years. But growing up, everybody had 3 jobs. At that time, like, people had more than one job. Today, you don't have to, because you make a lot of money now.
So what did your parents do for work?
My father was a chef. He was a cook. He actually worked at the Mariner's House. The last years of his life, I think in the late, it had to be the late 60s or 70s, He was the cook over there at the Mariner's house across the street.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so he did that. And he did a lot of cafeterias. He worked on a lot of cafeterias like Albiani's, Hayes and Bickford, Waldorf's, all those, I don't know, back in the day, they used to have a lot of cafeteria type places like that. And that's what he did. And that's where I learned to cook, because I used to work with him when I was like about 12 years old. You know, and I learned how to cook from him. And I've been cooking since I was probably like 10 or 11 years old.
What's the best thing you cook?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything and anything. I cook anything. I cook your shoes and you wouldn't know the difference. If I put some carrots and potatoes in there, you wouldn't know. No, I'm a good cook. Yeah.
I believe it.
Meatballs, I can make meatballs. Ask my grandson, he'll tell you.
Okay, meatballs, that's your specialty?
Not really. I mean, anything is my specialty. I cook Chinese food too.
Chinese food?
Chinese food, French, Chinese, anything.
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
Good?
Yeah, you got quite a, it's quite
Well,
a range.
You'll try, yeah, because we're gonna do something on the Bocce court in a couple of weeks, because we really never did. Every year we have like a get together at the end of the Bocce, like, you know, we have a celebration, Vito makes eggplant and this one makes that and that, but we didn't do it this year because a lot of people are sick this year. We lost a lot of people in Bocce too, so that's the sad part, you know.
You'll cook for us.
I will. I've done before. I think you might have come down there outside and the Dolly makes his pasta dishes and all that.
Okay. Well, that'll be a great day.
Yeah, we'll do that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have siblings?
I have 3 sisters and a brother, older brother. My sisters, 2 of them live in West Palm Beach, Florida, and my sister Dottie lives right over here in Malden. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I hang around with her. I go shopping. You know. Matter of fact, I'm going on vacation with her. In June, we're going to Florida. Go see my other sisters.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to see them. So yeah.
What about your brother?
My brother lives in North Andover. He lived in Revere for like 50 years. Then he just moved to North Andover, him and his wife. And he retired. He lives out there.
Wow. Okay, so there's 5 of you. You're all still around?
5, yeah. We're all still around.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome. Yeah, that we're still all around. Some of us are still staying too.
Not you.
No way. No way. Never been, so I've sat now. Yeah.
So what made you want to join the Army? Did you get drafted or you did it on your own?
I joined the Army because at that time I was too young to be drafted. And all my friends were older than me and they were all getting drafted. So I figured out, like, by the time I get drafted, they're all going to be out. So I said, you know what, why don't I join now? And then in 3 years, I'll be out and I'll still only be 20 years old. So
You were 17?
I was 17 when I joined.
They let you?
Well, my parents' permission, they did, yeah.
Oh.
So they had to sign papers, so. My mother wasn't too happy about it. My father was, you know, like, his family was, you know, they were all in the military, they were all in World War II and Korea, whatever, you know. So he was all for it. But the problem was, at that time, my brother got drafted into the Marines. So, and then what happened was, my brother got sent to Vietnam. And then I was supposed to go to Germany, but I didn't want to go to Germany. I wanted to go to Vietnam.
You wanted to go to Vietnam?
Yeah, because because a lot of my friends were there. You know, a lot of guys that I knew went to Vietnam, and I didn't want to be the only one not to go. So that was another problem too, because my mother and father had to sign again for me to go there because my brother was already there. My brother was already there. So now they. You know, I talked them into letting me go, and they signed the papers, and I went to Vietnam for a year. But I didn't see my brother there because he was somewhere else and I was somewhere else. So I did.
Well, he was in the Marines, you in the Army, right?
Yeah.
So that didn't mix, really?
Well, it depends because, like, he was like, I was in. I mean, the closest we ever got to each other was like 5 miles, but that was during the Tet Offensive, and I don't know if you know about that, but that was like the biggest battles they had, and the whole country broke out into war, like, and so everybody was in different places, so no. And then after he got sick, I believe he had malaria.
Oh.
Yeah, I think, well, you still have malaria, because if you get malaria, that's it for life. You
always, like, it lives in you?
And every once in a while, I don't know if it's every year, it'll come back, he'll get fever, you know, or whatever, so. And that's that. And then I came back. I actually got married before I got out of the service. And my wife moved down. I moved to New Jersey with her, and we lived down Fort Dix, New Jersey for a few months. And then she had to come back to work, but I still had like 2 months, because on my lease, we leased a apartment down there, and I had still 2 months left. So I had a couple of guys that were in the Army with me, and they were both cooks, they were both Italian, and with 3 of us moved in together, it was like the best time of my life. Like, I mean, every night was wine and food, cooking. I mean, it was everything. One guy, he was a good singer, so we used to sit there and he used to sing all night long, sing Italian songs. It was good. It was good. I had a lot of fun.
You're a pretty good singer too. I think a lot of people don't know
You
that.
heard me, huh?
I heard you. I was surprised at what I heard.
Really?
Well,
Why? I thought Joe was good. You don't
Right.
know
He said,
that.
well, because Joe Testa, we all know he can sing. So then when you started singing on your own and it was good, I was like, wow, both of the Joes can sing.
Wow, thank you. I didn't know that. I didn't know you were listening. I could send you my albums and kind of. No, but no. Well, back in those days, everybody, that was like it was every corner had, like, there was somebody. If it was 2 guys, 3 guys, there was always somebody sitting in a corner singing, like, but I never really, it wasn't my thing, so. I sing in the shower, that's all.
You sing it, Bocce.
I sing at Bocce. If I don't sing, you see me at Bocce.
Yeah, you get pretty into it.
Yeah, I'm intense. You want to call it that? I'm intense. I take my Bocce seriously. No, I don't. I have fun. It is fun. Like I said, I've been doing that now, but I don't know. And you know something too? I don't even know why I do it and how I do it. I don't know why I got stuck with that job. It's not my job.
Oh, like manage?
No,
you're always
like
looking at
all
the
these
keys and all that.
tournaments,
Yeah.
all that. They're like, how did I like? Why is it me? Like they call me, and like I'm having a tournament. I have 2 tournaments now. I got the May 16th, May 30th, and that's the health center has one. The sober house there, Bridge Over Troubled Water, I do that one. Then I do Johnny Paulo tournament. I mean, there's so many, and it's becoming a big thing, Bocce, because now it's like pickleball, and like this cornhole and all that. It's a young, not only young, it's anybody. I mean, I was playing last year with a little kid about this big. He was beating me. Sure, and his grandmother said he plays all the time. So it's something that's. Look down the park, 6 courts.
Yeah.
Who has 6 courts like in their own neighborhood? Plus 2. So we have 8 bocce courts. So
We have to be the only one in Boston
it
with
tells
like all
you
that.
Of
Yeah.
course it does. I mean, yeah. So I love it. That. More young people are playing the game now. People have their own equipment now. You see it, you go down there.
Yeah, like they bring their own balls, yeah.
Everybody has their own balls that come down, and so it's fun. And I love doing it,
How'd you get started with that?
That's a good question. I was trying to think of that. I was thinking today, it's like, how did I get started with this? Well, because Nadal, Nadal
Yeah.
Well, he's my partner. That's how we won. That's how I won, like, I don't know, 7, 8 tournaments with him. He's the bocce player, so.
Oh yeah.
But that's what he used to do. He used to help, set stuff up, and so I don't know. Like, I guess he asked me to help him one time, and I did, and then I just got word of mouth, like, like you tell somebody, like, hey, I know Joe Blazo, he'll set you up, and people call me. I do birthday parties, I do tournaments, I do whatever you want. Come down and play bocce? Yeah, come down. I'll be down there in 10 minutes. I live around the corner. All that stuff is the Friends of the North End. You've heard of the Friends of the North End organization? Yeah, of course. Okay. It's not the Friends of the, see, right now they get the Friends of the Library.
Yeah,
They get the Friends of the Christopher Columbus Park. They get the Friends of this and that. They get, there's not that many friends in the world, but anyway. So I belong to that, and that's, when I started playing bocce, there had to be like at least 50 people playing bocce. We played down to, and we only had 3 courts. That was
At the park, that was it?
That was the old park, the 3 courts, and that's what we used to play. When I started, there had to be about 50 people playing.
Only in 3 courts, 50 people.
Yeah, and yeah, we had teams, then we had alternates, then we had people who just came down. We'd have the whole place was mobbed with people every Sunday morning and stuff like that. And people started dying and people started getting sick. Then after they closed the bocce courts to build the new bocce courts, right?
Yeah.
The 6. So a lot of people went different ways, but now what came back was all young people.
My North End, the podcast, is proudly sponsored by Aleleo Wines. They're known for their natural, low-intervention wines produced using traditional methods with grape varietals from the wild west coast of Sicily. Based out of Gloucester, they're true to their Sicilian roots. During feast season, you can always see them around the North End, bringing their delicious products all over the neighborhood to celebrate with everyone. And seriously, it'll be the best box wine you ever had. Their packaging is not only beautiful, but also eco-friendly. And even their water, I don't drink, so I'm all about the water. It just tastes better coming in a beautiful box like that. You can find Aleleo's products in over 100 different stores across Massachusetts and New England and even New York. So make sure you check out Aleleo Wines. It's not only delicious, but also organic, boxed so it can go where bottles can't, and proudly a part of the North End. Find them on Instagram at Aleleo Wines and visit their website, aleleowines.com. My North End, the podcast, is brought to you by Wildflower Hair Studio. Located at 215 Hanover Street on the 2nd floor, they offer expert haircuts, coloring, styling, and makeup services for every day and every occasion. Whether you're looking for a fresh new look or just a trim, their experienced team delivers personalized care and attention to detail. Victoria and Cole are the absolute best. They'll have you looking flawless, and as a bonus, they have one of the best people watching spots in the entire North End. Planning your wedding? Wildflower specializes in custom bridal hair and makeup with on- and off-site services across New England. Bridal packages include trial sessions, a day of styling for brides, bridesmaids, and family members, ensuring everyone looks their best. Book your appointment or consultation at wildflowerhairstudio.com and experience the difference at Wildflower.
You see all these young guys, Alex and George and Robin, and all these people who you play bocce.
Yeah,
I played bocce with you last week.
Yeah, I'll come
Did
hang out with you.
you beat me? I forget. One of us won. I forget.
I've never beaten you ever. I really thought this was going to be the time, and at the last second.
Yeah, I do that to people. I let them get a big lead, then I beat it. No, I'm not kidding. No, but it's really, really a big thing now. It caught on. You have to make reservations for courts. You have to get permits to come down there. Who does that?
Well, not us. Or do we? I don't know.
Yeah, we do that.
We do?
Well, I got in trouble last year because people believe that if you rent 3 courts, you have to go to City Hall to get permits.
Wait, that's the way it works? I don't know this, honestly. I just come down and see you guys.
So, all right. So you want to have a tournament, or you want...
Oh, well, that's like a tournament,
Or even a group. I had a group of people come down last year. You might have been there, I don't know. But anyway, so the woman said she had 3 courts. She had permission, she had permits for 3 courts. I said, okay. So there's one here, one there, and there's one over there. She goes, no, I want them all together. I said, okay, you can't do because it's a public park. You can't.
Yeah.
It's a public, it's not like to say it's a private club and you rented it. So, but anyway, she got into a big argument and she called City Hall and complained about me and stuff like that.
She complained to City Hall about you.
Well, yeah. She said I was rude. You know me, come on, rude, me? That's I'm not rude. I be a little hasty sometimes.
You're animated.
Hey, I like the animated. Yeah, I'm animated, yeah. But that's all for bocce. I do that for bocce. Makes you people feel happy.
Oh yeah, well, I'll never forget this one day, because usually Tuesdays is the day where it's Joe Testa and that group of guys. So on other days of the week, I guess I don't really think about it. And I was walking, by the park. It was a summer day or whatever, and I was all the way on the other end, just when you approach, from the hockey rink to the little playground and the baseball field, the first one, and I just heard, "Son of a bitch!" And I said, "Oh, Joe Blazo's here, he's playing," and there you were.
Yeah, people say that. I don't know. No, but like I said, man, I get intense about it. And as far as like all that stuff, what happened was all that stuff belongs to the Friends of the North End. It's there. You know what I'm saying? There's balls, there's everything that's in those things belong. They pay for them.
Oh, that's
And
really nice of them, because honestly, I
the
never
thing is,
thought about it.
they just left them, and they're there for anybody.
That's super nice. I just thought they magically were ours. I didn't
Well,
think about it
they-
too heavily.
I believe.
But that's awesome.
I believe, like at some point before they, they switched the park and they tore down the other park.
Oh, yeah.
They used to have They had balls and they had scoreboards and all that stuff too. That I don't know what happened, but everything that they have now belongs to them. So everything I do is for the Friends of the North End. So I go down there, I set it up, I go down there, in the Dolly house too. In the Dolly, and then they got guys like Enzo that come down
Yeah.
there too. Because they love the game. So if you love the game, you want to come down and make sure they sweep it, they water it, they plant flowers around it, they repainted it. We did all that. The city didn't do too much. I don't want to say too much. Because I need the city. I have a lot of connections now with the Parks Department as far as maintaining them, because like have you ever seen anybody down there maintaining them? Other than
No, but it
us,
always looks great.
Like our group, like whether it be Nadali or Enzo or Nino or somebody like that, you never see the park, like those guys, they don't come down and maintain it. They clean up the barrels, they sweep the place, they make sure, but the courts, they fall apart. Like we just got 60 bags of that dirt that we throw on it, so that was good. So.
Wow. Well, it's a real labor of love. You do a great job with it.
Gives me something to do also, you know what I'm saying? Like it's boring. Like what do you do in the summertime? In the summertime, I'm there like 5 days a week.
Yeah.
Everybody is. The Dolly's there, and we're there till like 9, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. You're sitting there drinking wine. You're not supposed to be drinking wine in the park. But I mean, some people do.
Some people do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so before you were the Bocce King, I heard that years ago you worked over on North Bennett Street. It was like a confetti factory, and for the St. Anthony's Feast, you were the guy.
I was the paper guy. I work in a book bindery. That's where they make the books.
Oh,
the print,
that's
the
what it
prints,
was.
and they
Okay.
send to the bindery. The bindery puts the books together. All the trimmings from all the paper goes into a chute, and then there's barrels. I've been doing this for like 30 years. And the worst of it was like, people in the North End, I'm not going to tell you who they are, what they want. One woman called me up and she wanted like 30 bags of paper, okay? So I filled up 30 bags of paper. And then I took them to the North End. Now she wanted me to carry them up to the roof. I said,
no.
look, I'll give you the paper. I'm not carrying no things up the roof. But I did it for the Fisherman's Feast, St. Anthony, all the feasts. And like I would get you like, whatever you want. You want 100 bags? I'll get you 100 bags of trimmings and stuff like that. But the problem was like the next day when they threw all the stuff in the streets, and then what they used to do, I don't know if you ever saw the little punch holes, like when you punch something, you got those little tiny little holes. You've seen like,
Yeah,
punch.
like a 3-hole punch.
Yeah, okay, so now you got like billions of little punches. So when you throw that with the paper, that goes inside your air conditioner, that goes inside your car. So when you turn your car on, all that stuff is gonna come out. So they used to
What a
call
mess.
me and complain. They said, what are you talking about? Well, because you're not supposed to put the confetti in there. I said, I don't put I pick up the paper, and if it's in there, it's in there. If it's not, that's your fault, not mine. So. But anyway, so yeah, I was the paper king too. Yeah, I had a lot of jobs in that.
What were some other ones?
I worked. I was a bouncer in a theater. I worked at a nightclub
Which one?
in Revere.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was the nightclub. It was Bindles. It was next to the Surf. But this is back in the 70s and 80s. You probably weren't even born then. So, but that's what I used to do. I did that for a while. And I used to work 3 jobs at one time. Yeah. Well, I had. Kids. I mean, how do you, especially in the North End, you have to have a car to get anywhere. So You know, so it's good.
How many kids you have?
I have 2, boy and girl, I think, boy and girl.
They're still in the North End?
Yeah, well, no, my son lives out of town, my daughter lives with me.
Okay.
My son works for the city of Boston. He's a public works. Yeah. And you know my grandson.
Yeah, he's at Bencato.
He had been condo, yeah.
How old is he?
He'll be 21 in March.
Oh, wow.
21, yeah. My granddaughter was 9. Yeah. Getting old. Yeah.
You're not that old.
76.
I don't think that's so old. Being here, we have people who are 96 and like walking around.
I had coffee today with a guy who's in his 90s. He looks
See?
better than all of us.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. 76 is young.
But you have to, you can't, to get to that age, you can't wait till you're 90 to start doing something. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take care of yourself for a long time to live that long.
Yeah. Well, you walk all the time.
I walk 7 days a week.
How many steps do you do in a day?
I do over 10,000 every day.
You have to, in the summer, I bet you do like double that. 'Cause
Oh,
I see you like all the time.
I did that, but then I had problems because I collapsed because I have spinal stuff going on with me. But I was doing 10 miles every day last past summer. And then like I wanted to set a goal. I wanted to do like 100,000 a month, you know, like that. And I was doing really good, and then I collapsed and I was in the hospital and they told me to cut down. So, I mean, I cut down, but I still do at least 5-6 miles every day. I exercise every day too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you lost a bunch of weight at some point, right?
Yeah, I lost 135 pounds.
Okay, and to clear up the rumors, you did not take Ozempic.
I took nothing. I did, whatever I did on my own. I stopped eating, I stopped overeating, I stopped eating carbs. I eat carbs, I shouldn't say it, but I cut down. I exercise a lot. I walk a lot. I never took, I did in the past, I've done the gummies, I've done the patches, everything you can think of for weight loss. I did Weight Watchers, they work only for a little while. And then after when you stop everything, the weight comes back. If you lose 50, you're gonna gain 60. So it worked all my life like that. And the only way you can do it is you have to change your lifestyle. And I changed my lifestyle. You know, I don't overeat. I eat a lot of protein. I eat a lot of chicken. I eat chicken 3-4 times a week. Sometimes that's all I eat is chicken. I'll buy a roasted chicken and just eat that. And it gives me energy. And the other hard part is keeping it off. So
yeah.
I don't think I have a problem with keeping it off now, because like I say, I lost so much weight. I like the way I feel now. You know, I don't feel bloated. I have energy because I eat a lot. I do a lot of protein and protein bars and stuff like that. I even eat oatmeal now.
Really? Wow.
Wow,
Okay.
that's a big thing, oatmeal for me, because I hated it when I was a kid, but they say it's good for you. If you tell me it's good for me, I'll eat it. So. But but anybody can do it. It's no big deal. You know, if you just have to have the mindset to do it, and I did. About time. It took me 75 years to realize that it was all up to me to do it in the first place, so yeah.
How long did it take to lose 130 pounds?
Well, I used to lose like 50 pounds and then gain some weight back. But what happened was I went to Florida to see my sisters 2 years ago, whatever it was, maybe a year and a half ago. And I met this woman, she was 93 years old. She was in the pool. And she kept walking back and forth in the pool. And I said to my sister, I said, wow. She goes, she does this every single day. She's 90-something years old. So, and at that time I was walking with a cane. I had a cane I was walking with. So I said, wow. So I started, and I was heavy too, so I started doing that. So I lost like about maybe 75, 80 pounds quickly. Because I started going down Revere Beach, and I started walking the beach. I was doing it every morning. And every time I did it, I felt better. And like the next day I'd go further until I was doing one into the next. Like that's 7 miles. And I was doing that like 3 times a week.
Wow.
And then at nighttime, I would go out at night, and then I'd walk the North End. I'd do the Avenue 2 or 3 times. Then I started going down to Forest Park, over to the Museum of Science.
Oh, that's quite
I
a
go
walk,
over the
yeah.
bridge, I go through the park, I go to the Museum of Science, and then I come around the other way like that. I do it because I don't even realize I'm walking. I love walking, so I put my headphones on.
I was gonna ask, do you listen to music?
I listen to music. I have, because if once my music dies and my phone dies, I go home.
Yeah.
Because I can't concentrate. You know what I'm saying? I can't get into that, walking, because when I'm walking, I don't know where I'm going. That's why I meet people and they want to walk with me, and I say, look, don't feel bad. I just don't like walking with people.
I'm the same way. Because I walk every morning. I
see you.
Yep, I listen to my music, and every now and then I'll think, I should go with some of my friends or my mom, and it's not the same.
Yeah, but I met a friend of mine in Star Market a couple of weeks ago. He goes, I'll wait for you. I said, oh, don't wait for me. I said, it's not you. I said, because when I do walk, I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a destination in my head. So I walk to the corner and I look this way, that way, and I say, I don't know, I'll go that way. And then every corner I'll just go, I'll end up, the other day I ended up in Chinatown.
Yeah.
It was freezing cold. I ended up in
Still
Chinatown. I end up with the pouring rain, I'll end up in Watertown somewhere. I'll get on
You walk to Watertown?
Yeah, because I do the Charles River. Not now, but in the summertime, I'll get on the Charles. And I like the Charles because it's measured, the miles are measured.
Yeah.
So I know how many miles I'm walking. But then you have to realize that if you walk 5 miles, that's 10 miles. You have to come back.
You have to go home. That's the worst part, yeah.
And I used to screw myself up on that a lot because I said, wow, I'm good. I did 3 miles. I say, yeah. But Joe, you gotta go back. So that's 6 miles. But I love walking. So matter of fact, I have a treadmill at home. I have a bike at home. If we have bad weather, I can exercise at home. And the fact that I can cook, do it what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't use salt, I don't use butter and oil like that. I spray, I use all that butter spray and all that stuff too. It's healthy.
Yeah. Well, here we have it. Fitness influencer and food influencer.
Yeah.
Joe Blazo.
There you go. And you want to play bocce, come down and play with me. We play every what?
And bocce
Tuesdays,
Sundays, yeah.
Sunday mornings. And then in the summertime, it's every day.
Every day, yeah.
Every day because somebody's there doing something. So, but I love it. So.
Is that your favorite thing about being in the North End?
Well, it's not the restaurants. I mean,
that's not it.
And that's another thing I don't like. Well, why did they? Because you live in the North End, and you know what they're going to ask you. Can I ask you something? You're from the North End.
Oh God, yeah.
Don't ask me what restaurant I like. Because no one, I can't afford to eat in the North End, which is true. They're too expensive. And then I cook, so whatever I can buy there, I can buy and cook it for half the price.
Yeah.
Now you think spaghetti pomodoro is $27. It's spaghetti with tomato sauce. So make it yourself. So.
Yeah, I feel because these people, they're all our friends with the restaurants, so I can't pick a favorite.
See, that's why Tony down there, and there's Umberto's, there's Ralph, and them. It's what do you do? I go to Dino's. I know Joe, and I know Paulie. My son worked in Paulie's when he first opened it.
Oh, really?
My son, I think, was the first grill chef that he had.
Okay, so did you train your son to cook the way you do?
No, actually, my son. He was working, I don't know if you remember Contrados, they had, my cousin's place?
Yes.
On Hanover Street.
Hanover, yep.
Yeah, my son was the breakfast. He used to make breakfast. He worked at the Mariners house too for a while.
Really? Okay,
Yeah,
so this is in the family.
Yeah, he called me a couple of times. I went down and I cooked in there too for him a couple of times. He wanted to make a side dish, so I said, okay. So I made him some rice pilaf or something, something like that.
Well, did he learn it all from you?
More than likely, yeah. Because I always did 100% of the cooking. I mean, my wife cooked, but I did 99% of the cooking. On the holidays, I did all the cooking. I made the gravy, the turkeys, the gravy, the salads, whatever you eat, I made it. I don't bake, but I do. I make cookies.
You make cookies?
I don't make. Years ago, I used to make. My specialty was cheesecakes. I used to
You made
make
cheesecake?
Yeah. Like if anybody wanted a cheesecake, they would call me. I'd make it for them.
It's really nice of you.
I like doing things like that.
You are. You're very helpful for everybody.
Thank you. Yeah, but no. Like I say, I mean, I love to cook, so. Yeah, and they say, what do you cook? I can cook anything. Anything. It doesn't matter. You know, like pizza. Last night, my grandson come over at 12 o'clock. He was hungry. I gave him steak, rice pilaf, and corn. Yeah, it's nice. So.
That is nice. Yeah. The show is brought to you by Antico Forno. One of Yelp's top 100 pizza spots in 2024, Antico Forno's wood-fired Neapolitan pizza lives up to the hype and then some. Since 1996, Antico Forno has been known for its traditional dishes made with the freshest ingredients in a cozy, family-friendly atmosphere. Located on Salem Street, this neighborhood classic is perfect for all occasions. Owned and operated by an amazing family who's called the North End home for generations, Antico Forno is truly an authentic Italian experience. Book your reservation today at anticofornoboston.com or just stop in and see them over on Salem Street. They'll take care of you. They're the best. The show is brought to you by the Golden Goose Market, or the Goose as it's known here in the North End. It's truly a neighborhood grocery store. From hard-to-find wines to everyday products, the Golden Goose has you covered. The proprietor, Steve DeAngelis, and his friendly and caring staff take pride in stocking the freshest fruits and vegetables, the highest quality meats and seafood, and a diverse selection of specialty items. You can visit them 7 days a week at 179 Commercial Street, and you can also order online at goldengoosemarket.com. They make local deliveries, and I swear they come to somebody's rescue just about every single day. Stop in and see them today. The show is brought to you by Looks by Layza. Layza is an absolutely incredible makeup artist here in the Boston area with over 7 years of experience. Her work has been featured in People Magazine, Boston Magazine, Style Me Pretty, Boston Man Magazine, and more. Layza specializes in bridal, commercial, editorial, and personal branding. And I can personally attest that she's basically a miracle worker. My own co-host wife didn't even recognize me at first. From the one show I did where I was a complete amateur, I wore no makeup. And then when I got it done, she said that I looked more like myself on camera. So if you ever need makeup done for any occasion, Layza is simply the best. So go to looksbylayza.com to schedule your appointment today. All right, so what do you hope to see out of the North End, like moving into the future? Like if you could have one or two things.
Wow. Going out of the North End?
Well, no, just I mean.
They got to do something. Number one, the traffic is horrendous in the North End. I mean, really, it's crazy. I mean, Saturday, every Saturday. And now it's not even just Saturday, it's any night. I live on Prince Street. Every night I go home, it's all the way up to Hanover Street. Because, number one, you don't see no police walking around. There's no directed traffic. There's nothing. So what happens was, and I noticed this during the feast, that the cars kept going, because if you're not from the North End, you don't know what you're doing. They go up the street, they take a right, another right, and another, and then you're right back there. Me and my son, we were doing the feast, the directing traffic for the Fisherman's Feast. And you know that the same car kept coming around, kept going around the corners because nobody told them where to go. So traffic, they got to do something about this. Then they should do speed bumps. Do you ever see them going to Prince Street, cars up at night, zoom, zoom, right by the playground, right by, they go flying by.
Okay, I saw one time, and yeah, I didn't like what I saw.
They do it not there. Prince Street, Hanover Street. If you go on their land, they go zooming up there. You know, even you can hear them from. You can hear them from
yeah,
because I hear them from, and that's my backyard too. Your backyard is my backyard. Yep. So I can hear both. That's why I keep the windows closed. But I can hear the motorcycles at nighttime. I can, in the summertime, I can hear the people talking. There's somebody, I don't know who has the parties right down in the yard.
Oh, yeah, you know what, because it's usually...
Where the fence is, yeah.
Usually, because it's like a revolving door of people, but usually it's like young people with roommates. So yeah,
like
they have their friends over.
I'm listening to like this. I want to throw, no, I'm not going to say I want to.
I feel like, I don't don't know. Usually they wrap it up kind of like, cause I go to bed early and then I hear them.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
oh,
I
should
do.
stop and then-
I'll
yeah.
shut everything down. Then, like about 2:30, I'll say 2:30. Why are they playing music now? Like, somebody maybe they had a guest or something. I don't know, but yeah. So I would say the traffic in the North End.
The traffic.
We're not. We're more of more a tourist attraction. Like I'm saying, like the North End, they're all here for the restaurants. So if you go take a walk at 11:30 at night, everybody's gone. So and everybody comes in at that rush. So you have cars going to restaurants. People don't know where they're going. They're just looking for, and they think they're gonna find a parking space driving around and around and around and around like that. I don't like that because number one, like I live there. God forbid there's an accident, something happened. How does an ambulance get out there? I was in St. Anthony, St. Leonard's Church last year, and one of the women took a seizure.
Ugh.
It took the fire department was where?
Right at the
Right
start.
ahead, it took 20 minutes, they had to come on foot.
Oh,
Two
my God.
years, because they couldn't come up Hampshire, because there's trucks, there's cars, and that's every day. Number one, there shouldn't be trucks parked on Hampshire Street.
Yeah.
They should have a spot where some of them do, where they unload and then they just have to carry it. Do you know that they at the corner of Prince and Salmon Street, that the trucks park right there, and so you can't go up to the Old North Church, where you live. From the corner where Bovis is, they park right there, so now Salmon Street is gone, you can't go up Salmon Street, because that's where they unload. And they unload at the other corner in front of Bovis. So if you live in that section, God forbid, if there's a fire or you need an ambulance, you ain't gonna see nothing. Because they can't get by. Half the time the driver's not even there. They're looking, where's the drive? They double park on Prince Street near the church. So if you're going to Prince Street, because he's delivering packages somewhere, I don't blame the drivers. I feel bad for those drivers, the
it's
Amazon
tough.
drivers, because everybody's yelling at these guys. What do you want me to do? But they do down on Commercial Street next to the Coast Guard base. I don't know if you ever noticed that they have the Amazon trucks parked there. And what they do is they load all those carts. And then somebody takes it. But that's what they should be doing, even as far as delivering. And maybe have delivery dates, only on Wednesday morning from 10 to 11, you can deliver here.
I like that idea.
But we're in the North End, so that's not gonna change. It is what it is, and like I say, I'll stay here until I die. I'll complain until I die too. And nothing will happen until I die. So what's the difference? We live here, I'm a North Ender. And I'm only one of, there's not many of guys like me, like Joe Testo, that were born here and still live here. Like I say, I have 3 sisters and a brother, and I'm the only one that lives here.
Yeah.
They all moved out, and they all moved out long ago. It's not like they're just moving out now. They moved out when the rent control ended.
Oh, yeah.
Like when I was paying $75 a month and I got evicted. I had 2 kids and they evicted me. Imagine that. And the judge told me to get out in 30 days with 2 kids. So that's why I ended up where I am. I was lucky. I ended up at St. Anthony School or Revere condos. But a lot of people didn't. So a lot of people had to go out of town and stuff like that. So, but the North End is the North End. I don't care how long, another 50 years, it'll still be the North End.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? It'll be a different culture. Like now, this is all a young culture we have. Like when I was growing up, there was thousands of kids like school kids. The Elliott School was all North End kids. St. Anthony School was all North End. These were all North End. We filled up all these schools. Now you can't. You go into Elliott School, there might be 10 kids from the North End.
That's tough. This is like my number one complaint, like when I hear parents talking about it, is that they can't get their kid into the Elliott.
I lived on Marsden Street. My son went to school in Charlestown. He was bused to Charlestown.
Yeah.
That wasn't right.
Yeah.
But that's what they were doing. So. When I was a kid, everybody, my whole family, my sisters, we all went to school together. We went to the Elliott School. If it snowed, we climbed over the snowbank to go to school. Today they look out the window, it's cloudy, no school.
You went to the
But
Elliott?
it's true. I went to the Elliott school, then I went to the Michelangelo.
Okay, and then what did you do for high school?
Boston Trade.
Oh, okay, what was your trade?
Machine shop.
Did you
No.
go into that? No?
No. I joined the army after that, and that was that.
That was that.
Yeah, they made a cook out of me. And when I came out, I became a cook. No, I didn't become a cook, but I cooked for the Sons of Italy, for about 10 years. About 50, 60, 70 people. On the holidays, 100 people, whatever. Vito was a cook with me, too.
Was he really?
Me, Vito, a whole bunch of us, yeah. Juju, Juju.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all used to do that back in Winchester.
Oh,
We belonged to the Winchester Sons of Italy.
that's really nice.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
What else you want to know about me?
Trying to think of what else I want to ask you. I think you answered all my questions.
Well, I'm easy like that.
Yeah, no, you're great. Yeah.
Well, like I said, the North End is the North End. So, what we have here, we're clinging on to, like with Bocce, and Bocce's big, but North Enders though, it's all these young people that are playing today.
Yeah.
All these Alex and George and, that group there. And if you come down like a Thursday night in the summertime, you can't even play down there. That's how crowded it is. They come down there, they sunbathe down there, they have parties down there. I've seen weddings down in the park now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Wow, that I never saw.
Oh yeah, it was last summer. They came down. She had the wedding dress, he was in the tuxedo. We were taking pictures everywhere like that. So.
Oh, well, so they took wedding photos. They didn't get married there.
Who knows? You could. Why not? Today anything goes today. So that's good. And that's not it. So I don't know what's going to happen this year because the pool is going to be closed.
Oh, that's right. That's going to be
so,
kind of different.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot different. Saying who's coming down there, all these, and then what do you do when you come down there? There's no place to relieve you. If it's 90 degrees, what do you do?
Yeah.
At least the pool is there. You come down and play bocce, you jump in the pool or take a shower or something like that.
Were you around when it was like a beach and people would swim in the ocean?
I was young. I remember when I was growing up, the part of the beach was still there, and they had a boardwalk. It was crumbling, but it was still usable. We still used to go on there and stuff like that. But when we were kids, we used to swim across, because there used to be it was the Navy yard.
Right.
So they had all the Navy ships go across in Charleston. It was all rows of all Navy ships. So when we were kids, we used to swim out there. It was a game, touch the ship and then swim back. But there was the police station there too, the harbor patrol. They were there, so when you used to swim out, they would wait for you to go halfway and then come out and tell you to go back. They wouldn't give you a ride either, they just tell you to swim. But yeah, no, it was, I would say people still, not a lot of people, but kids were still using it as a beach. Yeah, there was still, the problem was there was a lot of water rats back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the pool. And back in those days, people brought their own, you brought your own food. Like my mother, we went down the pool. It was big thing, pack the sandwiches and whatever, and then throw the bread down, and all the rats would come.
Oh.
And in the morning when you throw the pool, the water rats would be running. It was a way of life, you know what I'm saying? So it wasn't oh my God, there's a rat over there. He'll leave in a few minutes. But that's the North End for you. Yeah.
When did they get rid of the beach?
Well, something probably in the early the end of the 50s, because I was I had to be maybe 10 or 11 years old. I want to say in the 1958, going into the 60s, they took down the pier, they took all that out. And then after there used to be all kinds of trucking companies down there, that they used to unload their trailer trucks. All that there where the park is, where the skate rink is, there used to be a lumber yard there. I don't know if you remember that. There was a car wash down the end. You remember the car wash, don't you?
No, that was
Well, the
before
car
my
wash,
time.
you used to come right off the end of the bridge, and there was the car wash. So when you come out of the car wash, you just go up over the bridge. There was a car wash. Then there was a lumber yard. Then there was next to that was the Army. It was an Army base. It used to have all kinds of Army trucks. I think it was National Guard, because there used to be all Army trucks there. That's before the skating rink and all that came down. Then there was the trucking. Then there was the park. Then there was the Amfest. It was a whole new world down there. Like, I was a Boy Scout down there too. They had this. It was called the Amfest. It was a building where they had dances and they had, you know, like all kinds of activities going on, parties and stuff like that. And every Friday or Saturday night they'd have a dance. You know, the kids would go up there and, you know, everybody would dress up.
Yeah.
And Joe Testa probably had his, like, you know, he used to go all the time and dance and sing and stuff like that. And that was good. And not that, it's still a beautiful place to live, but it's not what, like, people will say, like, the North End. This is not. It's not your father's North End, like, you know, like, this is the new North End.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, like, the only thing different is the rents, like, you know, like, you wanna pay you wanna pay $3,000 a month. People in my building pay $3,000 a month rent. I'd rather buy a house for that. You know, put dollars a mortgage and then pay $3,000 just to rent the place.
Yeah, I think that's
crazy.
That's why a lot of people left.
Well,
I think, yeah.
so, yeah, because in my building now, like when I first moved in that building, like a lot of North End people lived there, but as they died and all moved out, all these other different people moved in, and they sublet now, and they do all this. So I don't even know the people I know a few people in my building, but basically I don't know anybody. You know, like, they get on the elevator, they don't even say hi to you.
Yeah.
You know, I like people like you.
Thank you.
Friendly people who smile at you anyway. So that's my North End. There you go. That's your.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. But like I said, my family, my mother died there, my father died there. You know, like so. You know, back in those days, like your whole family, you lose your whole family, like, and you still stay there. But after that, like I said, my brother moved out, then my sisters moved out, then your cousins moved out, then I'm here. I'm the only one in my family that lives in the North End. You know.
Well, yeah, you're holding it down for the rest of the family.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, my grandkids, I'm sure they're not going to live in the North End. So by that time, you know. Like,
Oh, I hope they do.
well, you know, too, I mean, if you look around you, when you go out, look around you, you see all these big high buildings around. I remember there was a time when the Custom House was the biggest building in the North End.
Yeah.
You know, now you look around and you say, like, we're getting like it's a fence around us. Like, you can't see sunlight no more. You go down the end of the street, you look up, you see State Street Bank.
That's true, yeah.
You know,
There's
you look over
very
there,
next
you
to it.
see, what is it, Verizon building.
Yeah.
You know, like, what is all that? When the old North Church was the big, you know, the Custom House was the biggest building, and all these here, but now it's like these are the little buildings, and we're getting surrounded by that.
Yeah.
And restaurants, too.
Yeah.
Restaurants.
Okay. Well, Jill, thank you for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. I mean,